Good morning, children. So we are again going to continue with the chapter Pythagoras theorem. Right now, last time I had explained about the various theorems which are related to the practice set 2.1, which we are going to solve today. So those theorems are done. So based on that, what problems we have to solve? Let's see that. Okay, the first question, Pythagorean triplet. Right, I had already done while I explained Pythagorean triplet. Okay, so now I will be explaining the second question in the same practice set 2.1. Now here, the second question, a right angle triangle, as you can see over here in the figure, the right angle triangle MNP is given, and you can also see a perpendicular NQ on the hypotenuse MP. Right? So here, and you have to find out what is given as PQ is given to us. PQ is given as, given as 4. Also MQ is given. MQ is 9, PQ is 4, and what we have to find out is NQ. Now NQ is the perpendicular, the altitude, right, of the triangle MNP. Right, so whenever this is the kind of the triangle, right, which is also seen in when we were doing which theorem? Geometric mean theorem. So if we apply geometric mean theorem, right, we will able to find out NQ. So by geometric mean theorem, you can write down the reason why we are applying geometric mean theorem. Can you tell me what is the reason? Right, we have in the figure, by looking at the figure itself, we can understand there is a perpendicular drawn to the hypotenuse in the right angle triangle, and therefore we can apply geometric mean theorem. Right? Sorry for the interruption. Right, so in the right angle triangle, so we can write down the reason that in the right angled triangle MNP, right, perpendicular NQ is perpendicular to the hypotenuse, right, NQ segment is perpendicular to the hypotenuse PM, and therefore by geometric mean theorem, what do we get by geometric mean theorem? Since I have less space, I'm just I'll write down geometric mean theorem on this side. If you can notice, I have mentioned it, so listen to me as you're writing, so you know what I'm doing. By geometric mean theorem, right, I'm going to get the formula. What is the formula for geometric mean theorem? The perpendicular is the mean of what? The two segments into which the perpendicular divides the hypotenuse into, right? So we are having NQ square is equal to nothing but PQ into MQ. Right? So PQ into MQ we are having. Now what are the measurements given? We have PQ, we have MQ. So we can just take the product of PQ is 4, MQ is 9. So 9 4s are 36 we are going to get. That means NQ square is 36 and we want only NQ. We want to find NQ. So we can take the square root of NQ square, right? Square on NQ square is 36 is equal to 36. So we take the square root on both the sides. What do we get is, since I have less space, I will write the next step. You are going to write below it, but I will write it over here because I don't have the space. So what is NQ will be equal to 6. Right? Any units are given? There are no units given, and therefore we can just write down NQ is equal to 6 units. Okay, that's it. 6 units. This is your answer. That is what we have to find out, NQ. Okay, NQ is equal to 6 units by geometric mean property or geometric mean theorem. We have found the answer. Now next we are going to find out, yes, the next question. This is the bar which I have drawn is right. If you are not knowing, let me just mention that this bar is nothing but representing short form of segment. Instead of writing segment NQ, segment MP, I can write down NQ bar, MP bar. It means the same. Segment NQ, segment MP. Is that clear? So then the next question here, the third question, again it has a right angle triangle and you have a perpendicular on the hypotenuse QR, and again you have to find out QR over here. So it is the same, similar kind of a problem. Again the same theorem we have to apply, stating the same reason. What is the reason? It's a right angle triangle. So what I can say, in right angle triangles, QR you have to find out. QR is equal to question mark. So in that case, what I will start with? In right angle triangle. Which right angle triangle is this? Right? It is QPR. Right? In the right angle triangle, QPR. Which perpendicular we have? We have segment PM perpendicular to hypotenuse QR. Segment PM perpendicular to the hypotenuse QR. And since we have having PM perpendicular to QR, we apply by geometric mean theorem. Again we have the same theorem to apply. Geometric mean theorem. What do we have? Just now we have got the formula, the perpendicular cos square, that is PM square, perpendicular is PM, so PM cos square is equal to product of QM into RM. QM into RM. Wherein we know QM is 8, PM, what is PM? What is PM given as 10? So we can write 10 square. And what we have to going to get is RM. So RM is going to be what? 10 square divided by 8. So we get the value for RM. Right? So I will not have space for this particular triangle. So this I can take later on. I'll rub this triangle because I don't have space. Question number 4 I will do in the last because I don't have space over here to solve it. And I have written the 5th question here. Right? 10 square is 100. 100 upon 8 is equal to RM. So what is the RM value we are going to get? 100 upon 8. That will be what? On cancellation. What on cancellation we will get? 4 2s are 8, 5 2s are 10, 50 upon 4. Then again 50 upon 4 if I factorize. Cancellation. 2 2s are 4, 25 2s are 50. So 25 upon 2 will be in decimals. 12 upon 12.5, right? So RM I am going to get the value as RM is nothing but RM is equal to 12.5. This is RM you are going to get. But what we want to find out? We want to find out QR. QR is equal to question mark is the question. Right? We have to solve. So RS is 6 is given. So here it is. I have written down the information. Now RS is 6 if I substitute here, right? It will be half of PR. So what I will get is by PR I can get by cross multiplying. So what PR I will get? PR is equal to nothing but 6 2s are 12. So PR is equal to 6 into 2 that is 12. So this is what? The PR is the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse measurement we have got as 12. Now further, I have to, is it PR I have to find out? No, I have to find out the question mark where I have put, PR we have to find out. So PR we have got, PR 12 we have got. Now we have to find out PS. Now PS is the side opposite to angle 60 degree, that is angle R. And therefore, again by 30 degree, 60 degree triangle theorem, what will I get? Triangle theorem, I will get side opposite to 60 degree, that is PS is equal to, yes, what does the theorem states? The side opposite to 60 degree is root 3 upon 2 times the hypotenuse. So this side opposite to 60 degree will be root 3 upon 2 times the hypotenuse, that is the PR. And PR we have already got the measurement. So it will be root 3 upon 2. Whatever the PR value we have got, that is 12. So 2 1s are 6 2s are. So the answer will be 6 root 3. The answer will be 6 root 3 for PS. So have we got PS also and PR also? Both the answers we have got by using 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem. Is that clear? Side opposite 30 degree and side opposite to 60 degree formula we have to use. Is that clear? So till here this is clear. Now next we go for the question number 6. Okay. I hope this is all over. Copy it down. Question number 6 will be. What is the question number 6? Right? It is very easy. you have to find the side and perimeter of a square whose diagonal is 10 centimeter. So if I draw a small square here, right, say square ABCD. Quadrilateral ABCD is a square over here, and here we have to find the side. So let the side be x. If one side of the square is x, all the sides will be x. Right? So this side x, if you find out, I know the side of the square, and also you have to find out the perimeter. So what you have to find, x is equal to question mark and perimeter of square is equal to question mark. Perimeter of quadrilateral ABCD or square ABCD, square ABCD equal to question mark. Right? This we have to find out these two things. Now how can you find out if, and what they have given, one more information they have given, whose diagonal. Now if I have this A and C joined, what is this will be? AC diagonal. AC is the diagonal we are having, and also BD is the diagonal, but we want, right, we will just take one, both the diagonals are congruent, so any one diagonal we will take as 10 centimeter measurement, and we know all the angles of the square are 90 degree. So this therefore becomes, right, all the angles will be 90 degree because this is square, right? And now if you see, with the help of the diagonal, we are getting triangle ABC formed, which is a right angle triangle. Now in the right angle triangle, we know AB is equal to BC. So when in a right angle triangle two sides are congruent, it is a 45 degree angles we are having over here. The other angles are also congruent, two sides are congruent. So this will be 45 degree, 45 degree. So we have to write down all this, right? In the square, we can say quadrilateral ABCD is a square. We start with the answer, right? And therefore, right, AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD equal to X. Okay. Also, right, angle, if you say in triangle ABC, right, in triangle ABC, what we are having, angle BAC is equal to angle BCA equal to 45 degree. Okay, and therefore sorry for the interruption, I had a call to attend, so sorry. So we'll continue here, right? So what we were saying is these angles are 45 degrees, so we can apply 45 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem. So you must have applied what answer you have got for the perpendicular sides, right? By 45 you can say, right? Therefore by 45 degree, I hope you are able to see. Yeah, by 45 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem, we get, what we get? AB is equal to BC, that is equal to 1 upon root 2 times the perpendicular sides. By this theorem, what is this theorem stating? The perpendicular sides of this triangle, that is AB and BC, will be equal to 1 upon root 2 times the hypotenuse. 1 upon root 2 times the hypotenuse, which is the hypotenuse for this triangle AC. So 1 upon root 2 times AC I will get. So what is the AC measurement? They have already given 10. So it will be 1 upon root 2 into 10. And 1 upon root 2 10 will be? Yes? Any cancellation possible? Yes. Right? So QR is equal to how much? You do not want RM. So by getting RM, I am going to get part of QR. Right? So what I am going to get is, already QM is given as 8, RM is, we have got 12.5. So since QMR, they are collinear points, right? So I can say Q dash M dash R. When this particular condition is there, right, then we can add the segments to get a complete segment. So I can get QR by adding QM plus MR. Now QM is 8 and MR is, RM and MR is the same, 12.5. So what is the answer I am going to get? 20.5. So it is going to be, and 20.5 is the calculation units. So this is the answer I will get for QR. So this is the value for QR we are getting. QR is equal to finally 20.5. Is that clear? So this is the answer we are going to get. 20.5. I hope it's visible to you. I'm just trying to make it clear, that's it. Okay, so this finishes the question number 3. Right, is that clear? How we are going to find? We have applied geometric mean theorem, but since we have got Rm and we want QR, this condition is very, very important. Since QMR, therefore we get QR is equal to Pm plus Mr, and then we add the parts and we get QR. Is that clear? Now the fifth question, fourth question I'll do after rubbing this. Now the fifth question is ready here. Triangle ABC is again right angle triangle. Right, and one more theorem we did, when a right angle triangle, when the two sides are equal. As you can see over here, I have put the marks AB is equal to BC, and therefore it is a isosceles triangle. That means these angles will be what angles? Right angle triangle has two sides equal, then the rest of the angles will be 45, 45. Because base angles are also congruent if the two sides are congruent, and therefore this is 45 and this is also 45. And therefore by 45 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem, we have learned, right, how to find out the perpendicular sides AB and BC which are equal. Now already AB is equal to BC is given, and they have put the dot dot box. Means you have to write the reason why AB is equal to BC. By what reason? It is already given in the figure. So the reason here you have to write down in the box given. Then angle AB is equal to angle BAC is equal. What is the angle BAC equal to? Just now I told you, right? It will be 45 degree. Right? Now it's next step is, what is this? AB is equal to BC by 45 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem. It is 1 by root times 1 upon root 2 times the hypotenuse. So here AB is equal to BC is equal to box into AC. AC is the hypotenuse. So obviously what is the formula just now I said? 1 upon root 2 times the hypotenuse AC we have got. So in the box we will get 1 upon root 2. The next step, AC is already given as root 8. So they have written AC is root 8 in, just below the AC. So what is going to be in the box? It will be 1 upon root 2 as it is. So 1 upon root 2 again in the box. Now in the next box, they have factorized root 8 as 2 root 2. So again in the box we have the same 1 upon root 2 as it is. Okay. And once we write 1 upon root 2, we can see root 2 can be cancelled. So when we cancel root 2, what remains is 2 ones are 2. So the final answer in the box will be 2 we are getting. Is that clear? So this is how 45 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem we have applied in this problem. Okay. Now next one, it's the fourth one which I rubbed it. I will just do it again here. I hope everything is noted down. Yes? Everything is visible, quite clear to you all. Yes, I am trying my best to make it clear. Yes, I hope you are noted down everything, and pay attention. Whatever I write, I keep on repeating. So when you are able to listen, you are listening to me, you are able to understand what is written here. Okay. So thank you for this particular part. I hope you have written down. So I'll rub this part, and now I will write down the question number 4. Question number 4. Question number 4 is again the theorem which you have learned. Guess the theorem which is applicable in this fourth question. I will just draw the figure. The fourth question figure is of a triangle PSR. Right? It is a triangle PSR, which is again a right angle triangle PSR, right angled at angle S. And P is going to be 30 degree. Okay, if it is 30 degree, what this angle will be? Obviously, one is 90, the other is 30. This will be 60 because exactly we are talked about whenever the angle is 30 and 90. It is which theorem? It is 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem which is applicable as the figure shows. Right? The measures itself tell you what theorem we have to apply. Now here what we have to find out is RP and PS. RP is the hypotenuse we have to find, and PS is the side opposite to 60 degree we have to find out. So according to this theorem, 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem, right? So as you can see, we can start saying, right, it is a right triangle. You can say triangle PSR. Triangle PSR is 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle. right? And therefore, by 30 degree, 60 degree, 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle theorem, we get the side opposite to 30 degree is half of the hypotenuse. So what is the side opposite to 30 degree? RS. 30 degree is angle P. So opposite to angle P is RS segment. So segment RS will be half of the hypotenuse is PR. So half of PR. Okay. So that is, you can write down by 36, already you have written the reason, that is enough. Then what is the, right, so here we have got, here we do not know RS also, we do not know PR also, right? I think RS must be given, one second, RS is 6. Sorry, RS is given, RS is 6. Without that, how can you proceed, right? So RS is 6 is given already. I did not write it here. So, okay, 1 upon root 2 into 10 you are going to get is the AB and BC, that is the X value. Now this I can factorize. 5 2s is 10. So 5 2s are 10. How will I write it down? That is equal to, I can continue here, which is right, utilizing the space, right? So what is AB is equal to BC equal to, right? Here again no space. Once again I write AB is equal to BC, that is equal to 1 upon root 2 times pi into 2. 10 is pi into 2. So 2 is having how many roots? It will be pi into root 2 into root 2. So 2 ka factors is root 2 into root 2 upon root 2. So this root 2 gets cancelled and what remains is 5 root 2. So I am going to have 5 root 2 centimeter. What is the X value? So I am going to get X is equal to, AB is equal to BC. That is equal to X. So I am going to get X value as 5 root 2 centimeter, which is nothing but the side of the square. So I have got the side of the square ka value as how much? 5 root 2 centimeter. Is that clear? I hope it's very clear. What right? Whatever you are noting down is quite clear, right? So the side we have got, we had to find out the side, that is the X value. So we have got the side of the square. Now what is the perimeter? Right? Perimeter going to be, this is continued here. Right? So I will show the perimeter on this side only. What is the perimeter of the square? Formula, perimeter of square formula is what? 4. Perimeter means sum of all the sides of the quadrilateral. So perimeter of square is the sum of all the sides of the square. What is sum of all the sides? How many sides it's having? 4 sides. So 4 times X. Right? Perimeter of square, perimeter of quadrilateral ABCD is equal to 4 times X. So what is 4 times X? 4 times 5 root 2. We have got the X value 5 root 2. So what is the final answer we are going to get? 5 4s are 20. 20 root 2 is the answer. 20 root 2, what is the units? Centimeter. Units is centimeter. So the answer is perimeter of the square also we have got. Perimeter of the square is 20 root 2 centimeter. Is that clear? So that is how we have completed with the question number 6. Please copy, note it down. The next one is, I hope the board is not shining, everything is clear. Completed. The next one we are going to do is the 7th one. What's the 7th question? Yes, we have to find EG, FD. Okay. EG we can find out. FD also, right, what is given is GD is given. Once you get EG, we get the hypotenuse. And EF we have to find out. So how we are going to do it? GD is 8. EG we have to find out. How to find out FD and EF then? Yes, how do we go ahead for that? Once you can get EG by geometric mean. Then we'll apply Pythagoras theorem to the triangles formed. Okay. Question number 7. Again a right angle triangle we have DFE. Right, we have a right angle triangle DFE and a perpendicular on the hypotenuse from F, obviously. The perpendicular we have. Now this perpendicular is FG. The measurements are given DG as 8. Then GF as 12. GF is given as 12. And we have to find out what is EF, right? What is DF and what is GE. These question marks we have to find out. So to start with GE, right, as you can see again, triangle DFE is a right angle triangle, right? What you can say in triangle DFE, I can say angle F is equal to 90 degree. Another thing is okay, so every time we are going to put every step therefore, and here also therefore. So therefore here what we are getting is also DF is equal, right? And again this step will be therefore DF is equal. Therefore finally DF how much I got is 4 root 3, right? Any units are given? No units are given. So 4 root 3 only we can write down, or units. 4 root 3 units. Root 3 I am saying root 13, no? We have got root 13. 4 root 13 units. 4 into root square root of 13 units. 13 we cannot factorize, so we stop here. And this is the final answer for DF value. Now next, after getting DF, what is remaining now? We have got DF, we have got GE, now remaining is EF. Now if you see EF is a segment in another triangle formed by the altitude GF, that is triangle FGE. Triangle FG is also right angle triangle wherein we know GE is 18 and GF is already given 12. So two sides are given, we have knowing. So the third side which we have to find we can find by Pythagoras theorem once again. Okay, so by Pythagoras theorem, we calculate. I'll write down here only below, right? In triangle, you can again say it is a right angle triangle first. Right angle triangle. What is the right angle triangle name we have got? It is nothing but FGE. Okay, so this is the triangle we have, and we have in this triangle angle F 90 and segment GF perpendicular to hypotenuse DE, segment DE, and therefore by which theorem again? It's very clear when this is the condition, which theorem we apply? Geometric mean theorem. So by geometric mean theorem, we get geometric mean theorem. What we get? We get GF square is equal to, get what? GF square is equal to DG into GE. Now GF square means what is the value of GF? 12. So 12 square is equal to DG is given as. Yes, so in the right angle triangle DGF, I can apply Pythagoras theorem. I can say by Pythagoras theorem is DF square is equal to hypotenuse square, that is equal to DG square plus GF square. Now in this, which the values we are knowing? DF we have to find out, DF square as it is. DG is given as 8, so 8 square, plus GF is given as 12, so 12 square. So we get DF square is equal to nothing but, it is just 64 plus what? 12 square 144 And what is the value upon addition we get? 64 plus 144 is 448, 6410, 0 and 1 carry 208. Right? So I get 2 on this side, can rub it. So df square, I will take the square root on the other side, will be square root of 208. Correct? So what is square root of 200? We have to factorize 208 inside the root side. So what is the factorization I will get? 2 multiplied by 104. Okay, then again, next will be 104 factorization. 2 into 2 into 51. Sorry, not 51. What is it? 52. Right? Now again 52 I have to factorize. Square root of 2 into 2 into 2 into 2s are 4, 6 2s are 12. Right? 26 into 2. So again 26 I can factorize. Square root of 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 13 2s are 26. So 13 2s are 26 2s are 52 I got here. Then 13 2s are 26. Like that 2 is going on increasing. So how many 2s we have got? So I have got 4 2. 4 2 means it will be 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4. 4 into 4. So it will be square root of 4 square will be 4. And inside will be okay, in right angle triangle FGE by Pythagoras theorem, again by Pythagoras theorem, what we have? We have hypotenuse FE square is equal to GF square, the perpendicular side GF square plus GE square, right? GF square plus GE square. Now what is the values we are knowing? I said GF we are knowing 12 square plus GE we are calculated already here. So that GE we are going to use the value GE we have got 18 square. So what is, so therefore FE square I am getting. I hope you are able to see whatever I am writing. Arrange it a little bit. Yes, now it's visible. So FE square, finally what is FE square is equal to 12 square is 144 plus 18 square. You should know the square of 18. What is the square of 18? Any idea? I have to multiply here if I do not remember. If you also don't remember, you multiply in the rough column. So what is 18 gives out? It is 64, 4 and 6 carry. 13, 14, 144. Then 8 ones are 8, 1 ones are 1 plus, so 4. So this is 12, 2 and 1 carry, 324. So this will be 324. 18 square is 324. So if I add it up, how much will I get? FE square is equal to 4 plus 4, 8. 4 plus 2, 6. 468. Now I don't want FE square, I want FE. So what I will get? FE is equal to square root of 468. Again I have to factorize it. So what is the factorization of 468? Okay. Calls and maybe ending calls I'm getting over here. So factorize 468, I have space here. So we can continue. What is FE is equal to? So every time don't forget to put therefore for every statement. Therefore, and here also therefore. FE is equal to square root of 2 into 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6, 4 2s are 8. 2 into 2 34 I am going to do. I hope everybody can see the next step, last step which I am doing. Right? So what is again FE is equal to square root of 2 into 2 into 1 2s are 2, 1 2s are 2, 7 2s are 14. 117. The 2 into 2 into 117 I am getting. So further I will factorize above. Over here I have space. So I can make use of this space here. So this particular part I am continuing here. So what is FE is equal to? FE is equal to square root of 2 into 2 now 117 comes in which table? 3 ka table? 3 ka table. So it will be 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 3s are 9. And 9 3s are 27. 9 3s are 27. 7 and 2 carry to the 9 and 11. That means 39 3s are 117 and we get finally Fe is equal to 19 and 39 also I can factorize. What is the factorization of 39? 2 into 2 into 3 into again 3 ka table. 13 3s are right? 13 3s are we are going to get. This particular arrow this side. So now this is going to be factorization 3 into 13. So how many 3's we have got? 2. So what is square root of 2 2's are 4, 2. Square root of 9, 3. And square root of 13 remains inside. So what is Fe is equal to finally we get? Fe is nothing but Ganganapataye namo namaha Siddhivinayak namo namaha Ashtavinayak namo namaha Mangalam calculated. So everybody is able to see to the last step. What is F is equal to 6 root 13 is visible. Yeah, F is equal to 6 root 13. Right, everybody can see the entire sum. Right, so we have to calculate Fe, Df, G. So G we got it over here. Df we have got it over here. And finally Ef we have got it over here. So all the 3 segments we have calculated. Okay. Now next one is 8th question. Now question number 8 is find the diagonal of a rectangle whose length and breadth is given. Now this I can just discuss because it is like the square only, how we had drawn the diagonal and we got a right angle triangle. Similarly in a rectangle they have given here. It's having a diagonal. So rectangle also has all the angles 90 degree. So we are having the length and the breadth means 2 sides of the right angle we are having and the hypotenuse we have to find out. So using directly the Pythagoras theorem, we can get the diagonal of the rectangle, which is the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle in that rectangle. So this you can do on your own. Then the 9th question and 10th question are remaining. I missed the midpoint. I think 9th question we have right. It is not there in our portion. Okay, so 9th question we will not do. Then we can do the 10th question. Okay, 9th question is not there this year for your in your syllabus. So 9th question you can write, not for the exam, right? Then now 10th question we will do. It is about walls of 2 buildings on either side of a street are parallel to each other. Walls of 2 buildings, right? So if we are going to draw, right, 2 right segments showing the walls of the 2 buildings on either side of a street in between, they are parallel. So let me draw 2 lines parallel which is showing the walls of the buildings parallel to each other. Okay, so this part is clear. This is noted down. Everybody noted down everything. I think in the last step, right, it's visible. Everybody. I've arranged the screen for you so that you can see properly. One second. Once again the fall. So this should be the ladder like this on the first building. The same ladder when it is turned from the center, it will be turned and it will be touching like this. So this is the kind of figure actually, not crisscross one, sorry for that. So this is the perpendicular. So we are getting 2 right angle triangles here. Right now the what is the other measurement? Any other measurement is mentioned? Yes, ladder 5.8 meter long. The ladder is of same height, 5.8 meter. This also will be 5.8 meter because it's the same ladder which is turned on the other side. So this is ladder 5.8 meter. The same ladder here also 5.8 meter. So as you can see, there are 2 right angle triangles. If I may talk about this triangle, ABC, and this triangle will be, say for example, CDE or EDC. So if we have here two right angle triangles formed by these conditions mentioned in the problem, it is a word problem, right, given these conditions. So by these conditions, if these two right angle triangles are formed, what we have to find is the width of the street. The street is the BD. BD is the street. If the street BD, we have to find out the width of the street, means we have to find out BD, right? Once again the call. Okay, how to find BD? If we find out BC first and then CD, BCD, they are on the same line, that means they're collinear points. So we can add BC plus CD because they're collinear points, and we can get BD. So that is how we have to do, right? So we apply Pythagoras theorem first to triangle ABC, then to triangle EDC. We get BC and CD respectively for the respective triangles. Add them because they're collinear points, BCD, BC plus CD, and then you get BD. So can we do that? Right? So quickly do it fast in triangle ABC. So we have already drawn the figure. So I don't think so. We can write down the explanation if you want. What is AB and all that, and then you can apply the Pythagoras theorem. So let's write down the explanation. AB, segment AB and segment DE represent what? Represent, this is P, represent, right, two buildings on the street Om Ganganapataye Namo Namaha Siddhivinayak Namo Namaha Ashtavinayak Namo Namaha. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So here, right, we have to just mention what is shown in the figure. So we have already said what is AB and D, two buildings. What is BD is the street. And what is this AC and CE? AC and C represent the positions of the ladder, right? AC and C represent positions of the ladder, which are of the same ladder, right? Represent positions. Om Ganganapataye Namo Namaha Siddhivinayak Namo Namaha Ashtavinayak Namo Namaha Mangalamurti Moraya. Okay, that is equal to 5.8 meters. So we know AC and CE. So now we can say in right triangle, what is that? Right angle triangle. Which are the other measurements already shown, right? So we don't have to mention that. So we can start directly with right angle triangle ABC. AC is okay. So final answer we have got. The reason we have got why we have added BCD, and therefore BD is equal to BC plus BD. BC we have got 4 here. BCD we have got 4.2. So 4 plus 4.2 is 8.2 meter. This is the width of the street. So in the last, we are going to make the statement saying that the width of the street is 8.2 meter. Is that clear? So that's the end of the practice set 2 point, which was that 2.1, which we have completed, and that also finishes your Pythagoras theorem lesson. Okay, thank you so much for today. Goodbye. I hope you have copied everything, noted down. Once again, one focus I'll give you, right, for that part, and here for this part. Everything is clear, I hope. Okay, so we can apply Pythagoras theorem, right, in right angle triangle ABC by Pythagoras theorem. Already I have explained, so you can solve it on your own also. There's no, right, it's very simple. Just you have to apply Pythagoras theorem to both of the triangles and then add the base because they're collinear points. So these are the two conditions, right? You have to remember to solve this problem. That's it. So very simple. We just quickly do it. Whatever we have said. What is the by Pythagoras theorem? AC square. So AC square is equal to what? AB square plus BC square. Right? And what is AB square? So what is we want to find out BC. So we can say BC square over here, and AB square, you can also take it on the other side, it will be AC square minus AB square. So what is AB? What is AC square? AC is how much? AC is 5.8. 5.8 square minus AB square is 4.2. 4.2 square. So what is the 5.8 square and 4.2 square? That you have to multiply and find out. So what are the squares? Multiply yourself and give me the answer. So you cannot give me, but you can multiply by yourself and do it. Right? Don't have to copy everything. 5.8 into 5.8, how much you will get? You will get 33.64. You get 33.64 minus 4.2 into 4.2. Just work it out in the rough column. What will be? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 4 2s are 8, 4 2s are 16. So it will be 4, 8 plus 8, 16, 6 and 1 carry 7. So 1764 with 2 decimal places, 1, 2. So 17.64 minus 17.64 is equal to BC square. So what is the subtraction? 0.64 will be 0. And 13 minus 7 will be 6. 2 minus 1 will be 1. So it will be 16. BC square is 16. 16.0 means 16. So what is BC going to be? Equal to 4. 4 centimeter, 4 meter. So what is the BC part we have got? 4 meter. Now CD part ke liye another right angle triangle. Which is another right angle triangle? In right angle triangle, EDC, I get C square is equal to ED square plus CD square. So ED square will be 4 square. And which other part we know? I know CD square. What is CD square? 5.8 square. So 5.8 square already we have found out here, 33.64. And this plus CD square as it is. So I want CD square, I keep it on this side. 5.8 square, I know it is 33.64 already calculated from here. I can take the value minus 4 square is 16. So minus 16 will be what? CD square is equal to, yes, subtract it in the rough column, 33.64 minus 16.00. So this will be 4, 6, and it will be 13 minus 6 will be 7. 2 minus 7 is 7, 17.64. And I know 17.64 is 4.2 square. That means CD square is equal to 4.2 square. So I want only CD. So what I will do, taking the square root on both the sides. What is CD is equal to 4.2 meter. Right? So I have got BC, I have got CD. So I can get BD now. So what is BD going to be? So this top column also you can copy. And unrub it. You must have finished copying, so rub it out. So I'll use this space for getting my BD. So I can say, right, since it is BCD, right, therefore BD is equal to BC plus CD. Om Ganga